Right, now the ISL or the Indian Super League begins this Sunday, and joining me on the show this evening, the biggest name in Indian football, Bhaichung Bhutia, and of course John Abraham, who is now a team owner. Bhaichung, I'll start with you. The first and the most obvious question that's on everybody's mind just 2 days before the league begins is, will it be a game changer for Indian football? Will ISL take Indian football, which is what, languishing at number 158 in the world, to the next level?
I'm hoping that it will take Indian football to a next level. Yes, what we've not been able to achieve with the I-League for a few years, I think this is where ISL can achieve, and hopefully we could be able to see more stars coming out, new talent, young players in Hero ISL getting that opportunity to play with big names, and hopefully we can motivate a lot of youngsters to come and pick up the game and to motivate that they can make a career out of playing football.
Right, but many critics, Bhaichung, would say, looking at the list of these high-profile team owners, without any offense to John, of course, that this league is only about the glitz and the glamour. How will it help football at the ground level?
I think because you guys in the media don't want to cover football unless glamour, fame, and money is there. So I think this is one of the reasons why I'm giving an interview today, or why you taking an interview from me, is also because of Hero ISL starting, and because we've got Bollywood stars to cricketers owning the team, and so on. So it's important that sport, if any sport has to develop in India, it needs investors coming into the sport, and also it needs glamour, it needs fame, it needs to be it needs to the players. This sport has to be given plenty of media coverage. But yes, we've got to do much more than just having celebrities or celebrities or money coming into the sport. But in a longer run, it's important that we all the franchisees and all the teams that are playing in Hero ISL does invest in grassroots and does invest in youth development programs, which for a longer run benefits the team themselves and also Indian football in a longer run.
I hate to point this out, Bhaichung. We cover enough of Indian football on NDTV, even when there are no star team owners. But fair enough, I get your point. Also, not all star owners are football novices. John, we know you played football, you follow football. So when it came to making the team, did you take part actively? As in, can we see a John Abraham stamp on Northeast FC?
It's been a very conscious effort on my part to make sure that at least being a football person, I have a lot of control over what's happening in the team, because when someone invests a lot, then they ask a lot. And I'd rather ask questions to myself. I'd rather pat my back for any kind of success or point a finger at myself for any kind of failure.
Right. The other criticism about the ISL is that it looks like a retirement home, because, all players who are past their prime have joined the league, especially the big stars. Bhaichung, how would you respond to this criticism?
I think if you look at it, any football nation to grow, and especially India, where football is very, very small compared to world standard, and India is not known for football. So it's a big challenge. And look at what has happened to US. I think a lot of the stars, after playing their prime in Europe, has gone on to play in Major League Soccer in US, and that's how the US league is picked up. We look at Japan as well, the kind of stars that initially came to Japan to play, but all the players, when they came towards towards the end of their prime career. So I think it's important that Hero ISL can bring in big names, maybe not there in their prime form, but right. Players like Del Piero, players like Fedri Ljungberg. I think these are the big names in world football, and just coming in, convincing them to come to play in India, it's a massive step that clubs have taken, because it's not easy to get these big names to come and play in India, where football overall in the world is not known. So we've been able to achieve that. So I think it's important that this year we've had few big names, and hopefully with that I think we will be able to get again big names in second Hero ISL.
Right. Valid point, Bhaichung, you make there. The fact that the likes of Del Piero, David Trezeguet, Nicolas Anelka have agreed to play in India itself is a very big deal. But talking about big players, John, you have a World Cup winner and Johan Capdevila in your team. Tell us about him. How has he taken to the team, and more importantly, how has he taken to India?
Capdevila is a highly motivated character. I can confidently say he's a good friend today. We speak about everything under the sun. He loves India, and that's really special. He wants to come back, and the way he motivates the players is absolutely fabulous, and that's the reason for getting someone with his temperament on board. And not to forget, he won the World Cup in South Africa with Spain in 2010, which I believe is the best World Cup squad of the last 50 years.
Yeah, certainly. That was a great team and he was part of it. Now he will be playing in front of Indian audiences. Okay, Bhaichung, back to you. Here's another valid question that the non-believers in the league raise. Why will people watch players who are past their prime on Indian TV when they get top-level European football action on TV every weekend? You know, the likes of Man United, Barcelona are on TV every weekend.
You know, watching live and watching on TV is a totally two different thing. I go and watch matches in Sikkim, in some remote village, and the kind of excitement you just get watching those village tournaments is nothing. You can't compare that with, you know, watching Real Madrid, Barcelona on television. So watching live, being there and watching either a small match where there's so much passion and watching a European big match or a World Cup final on TV is a two different things. So I think it's important that when they, when you know, big names, the quality of football is there and you can be live on the ground and watch it. I think that experience itself is very different from you know, watching a match Real Madrid, Barcelona on TV. So I think yeah, the environment of just being in the stadium and getting to watch all these big names live in stadium is, I think, very different experience from, you know, watching World Cup final or Barcelona, Real Madrid play on TV.
Okay, fair point. John, I'll come to you now. And here's one thing I really wanted to ask you. Will Northeast United FC also act as a medium that will connect the often neglected Northeast to mainland India? Will it showcase the 8 states from India's east to the rest of the country?
This is the first time you're presenting the Northeast to the rest of India, because look at any commercial, look at the KBC commercial. Sab jante lekin koi manta nahi hai. Look at anything that exists. The Northeast has, because of bad governance, the Northeast has always been neglected. And I think this is a big opportunity for us to get the Northeast and present them to the rest of India and say that here are the Highlanders and these guys are really going to show you what football is.
All right, looks like I'm already a Northeast United FC fan. Bhaichung, to you, the toughest question of the entire discussion that I've had with you. You're now attached, not attached to any ISL team. So which team will you support? Northeast United FC since you belong to the Northeast, or Atletico de Kolkata since you've spent majority of your playing career in Kolkata? Now, just be careful what you choose, because John is on the other line, and secondly because you are sitting in Kolkata as we speak.
It's a very difficult. Yes, I would want to see Northeast United do well because I come from Northeast as well. At the same time, yes, Atletico de Kolkata, where I live, it's my second home. So yes, but ultimately, I think I hope you know, the best team wins, and I just want that Northeast United. It's, you know, that it's a team from, you know, it's a team that identifies Northeast region, 8 different states. So I hope each and every Northeastern does connect to the team and come behind the team and support the team. So as Atletico de Kolkata here in Bengal, I hope you know, East Bengal and Mohun Bagan don't need to divide their support. Now they can have one team, Atletico de Kolkata, where they can come together and support their own home city or a home-based club.
Right, imagine that, Mohun Bagan and East Bengal fans supporting the same side. That is something that we might see in the ISL. Finally, before I let both of you go, John, to you, how do you see the off-field rivalry playing out now that, you know, Sachin Tendulkar, Abhishek Bachchan, Varun Dhawan are co-owners, people that you really know well?
Well, I mean, for both those people in question, Abhishek is probably, if not one of my closest friends in the industry. I love him to death, and not in the dostana way, but I love him to death. But we get along very well, and I think any kind of rivalry is very healthy. I spoke to Sachin as well, and Sachin is very competitive, and I'm sure so is Saurav. I didn't get a chance to meet Saurav this time, but I'm sure he's competitive. Varun's young and he loves the fact that he's associated with Goa, and Varun and I are hopefully doing a film together. So it's all going to be a lot of fun out there, and we're going to be discussing a lot of stuff. It's just going to be great fun.
All right, we certainly hope it'll be a lot of fun, not just for you, the team owners, but for lots of Indian football fans as well. Bhaichung Bhutia, John Abraham, thanks so much for talking to NDTV.